the stage the host of televised specials on ESPN and CBS, First Canada MC, Karthik Kanna Gassa Bapathy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the First Canada Digital Expo. It is day 2, folks. Day 2, two times of the Digital Expo. We've got a lot of good stuff happening on. What is the Digital Expo, you might ask? Well, it's a celebration and exposition of what our teams, students, mentors, and volunteers who make up our community have been able to accomplish this season. This season has been a wild ride, but so much has happened. There's been a lot of cool stuff. On tonight's show, we are going to be highlighting our youth. That's right, the students in this program. The students are the core of this program, and we're going to be showing off a lot of the cool stuff that they've done, and we're going to be focusing on some very specific students who deserve to be recognized. So, on tonight's show, what do we have lined up for you? Well, we have a couple guest speakers. First off, we have Cynthia Hansen from Enbridge. We have Tai Young, who's an actor, athlete, and advocate. And we're going to be recognizing and celebrating all of our 2021 First Tech Challenge and First Robotics Competition Dean's List semifinalists. And we're going to be rounding it out with a chat with our First Canada Youth Council for an update on their year. And we're just going to be chatting with the grads, and they're going to tell us all the good stuff they've been doing. So it's going to be a great show. We've got a lot of stuff going on throughout the show. If you'd like to interact with us, drop a comment in the Twitch chat, and we will do our best to address it on the show, maybe even bring it up. And also remember, folks, why we're here. We're here to celebrate all that's good in the First Canada community, and where our goodness is centered around is around gracious professionalism. So let's remember to be positive, upbeat, and encouraging with all our comments. So before we get started with our first segment of the show, let's take a look at a word from one of our sponsors. I'd now like to welcome our first speaker to the stage. She is the Executive Vice President and President of Gas Distribution and Storage at Enbridge Gas, Cynthia Hansen.
Thanks, Karthik, and good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be a part of First Canada's 2021 Digital Expo. Enbridge Gas is a proud sponsor of First. We have so much in common, including putting STEM skills to good use, treating others with respect, and ensuring diversity and inclusion are at the forefront of our organizations. This past year has been a really challenging one for organizations like yours and ours. We both rely on bringing teams together in person to collaborate and problem solve. The pandemic has helped us to get creative and to pivot. At Enbridge Gas, that has meant digging deep and exercising our problem-solving skills to come up with new ways to keep delivering the energy our customers want and need while keeping ourselves, each other, and our communities safe. We've had so many of our team members at every level come forward with great ideas. Everything from holding virtual community open houses to our construction projects to creating portable hand washing stations for our field employees. This past year has reinforced the value of a team made up of people with creative problem-solving skills and different ways of looking at things. That's one reason why we are proud to be a First sponsor, an organization that's developing many great leaders with these exact skills. I also have to give a big shout out to First Canada for its ingenuity during the pandemic. This past year, we watched First move to virtual platforms to keep the program running and the community connected. Just recently, we sponsored the STEMathon, a virtual weekend that gave students across the country, including from remote and rural areas, the opportunity to connect and solve a real-world problem, and also have some fun. So to all of you, First Canada students, parents, mentors, teachers, and other amazing volunteers out there, congratulations for participating during this unique year, and to those of you being recognized this evening. Enjoy the rest of the Digital Expo. Keep safe and stay well, and I look forward to being with you in person sometime soon.
Thank you, Cynthia, for that inspirational message, and thank you, Enbridge Gas, for all your support. All right, we're gonna get started with our second speaker, that is, but we'll do that in just one moment. Oh, hey, we're back. Our next speaker is Tai Young. Tai is an active 17-year-old ambassador for multiple agencies, including Holland Bloorview and Easter Seals. He was a medal runner in the Rick Hansen Man in Motion Tour in 2011 and enjoys wheelchair tennis, monoskiing, and swimming. Not only is he an avid athlete, he's also appeared in numerous print ads, commercials, on television and stage, and in March of 2020, he became a full-fledged member of ACTRA. He's worked extensively on the Dear Everybody campaign to bring disability awareness to casting directors, media representatives, and the general public. As you'll soon hear, Tai has a very positive attitude towards life and believes that you can do anything you set your mind to. That's a great message. He encourages kids of all ages and abilities to be active and to try new things. So here he is, Tai Young.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for having me. I'm Tai, and I'm so excited to be able to speak to you all today because honestly, this is one of my most favorite events to be a part of. I adore the energy, the people, and the drive that you all carry. It's so inspiring to me, and I know that it's going to do so much for the world, and yeah, I'm just so excited to be here. I want to say a quick congratulations to everyone for showcasing and celebrating all of the amazing accomplishments that you've achieved throughout the 2020 Game Changers season. This is so awesome. I'm so excited for you all, and I can't wait to see where everyone goes. So some of you may remember me from last year, and then I talked a little bit about some of the activities that I was keeping busy with, such as wheelchair tennis, where I played with my friends Amy and Jessica, skiing, where I kind of sit in this cool mono-ski bucket-like contraption to help me be able to navigate the hill and sometimes go really fast and have an awesome time, and swimming, which is just, kind of as you'd expect, and then musical theater and dance, which I talked a lot about adapting the moves and how I may do with, a very fast-paced schedule when it comes to creating choreography and putting pieces together. I learned how to adapt and make it possible, and I worked really closely with my teacher, who was also there to give me a hand whenever I needed it and make sure that I felt as included and as a part of the team as everyone else. So I know that COVID is crazy. It's kind of turned everyone's lives around. Everything's on its head and it's a mess. But you know what? There's still ways to stay active, and just because I haven't been able to do these activities that I've done before, I've definitely found ways to be able to stay active and, enjoy personal fitness and wellness through many different ways. Some of the things that I've been keeping busy with is actually I started talking to a personal trainer, and we do sessions every 2 times a week, and then I do one of my own on the weekends where we work with some weight training and also band training just to build up muscularity, to build up strength, and also keep me healthy. Something that encourages me to stay active during this time is that I actually have something called scoliosis. So for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a curvature of the spine, and it's not really treatable unless it gets really severe. Then you might need to correct it with surgery, and I obviously don't want to do that. So what I've been trying my best to do is stay as active as possible to give me more time to be able to build up my strength and keep my back as aligned as I possibly can before we have to go into anything like that. But I think that it's really important that everyone finds their motivation and finds something that can encourage them to stay busy, because, honestly, staying in home and just moping around is really, really tough, and something that I know a lot of my friends have been facing. But being able to get out and actually do things is really, really important. Something else that I try to keep busy with during this time is going on hikes and strolls. And I try to do this because it's just nice to, get some fresh air, to go outside. And it's almost like meditative, actually. It's really crazy. I didn't think that it would be so calming, but it's a really nice way to relax and just, enjoy the outside. So right now, that's what I've been keeping busy with, trying my best to, navigate just like everyone else. But before COVID, life looked really different. And I want to talk specifically about what accessibility was and how people with disabilities tried to navigate doing these different sports and activities. So one of the biggest issues for the community of people who have accessibility devices, and specifically physical disabilities, because I can mostly talk to that, there was no opportunities really. There were, the occasional thing like, oh, drive this far and we are doing a tennis program. But actually, continued programs had to be pushed for, had to be asked for, and it's just kind of like, what? It's like there's an expectation for us to not get involved and to not be a part of this, which is crazy because we're absolutely capable. But unfortunately, society reinforces the stereotypes of people having disabilities and not being able to actually participate. And this leaves people with disabilities feeling internally incapable of doing things. And they feel like they can't even participate in these activities. I actually had a friend who was just like this when I was in middle school. And a problem that he faced was that he never really had that encouragement when he was growing up, and a lot of people didn't expect him to be able to do things. They kind of were just like, oh, we'll help you, and it just made him not want to get involved. It made him stay back, and obviously he wasn't happy. And that's just because of what people were saying and the things that people were doing. So I believe that truly it starts from a young age, and it begins from encouraging younger kids and just anyone to get out and do things to stay healthy and stay active. Another issue is that this feeling that comes with the whole society thing I just mentioned is that people genuinely just don't sign up for these programs, and that's why they don't run. So I was in a tennis program, and I was literally the only person signed up. And my friend Jessica, I talked to her and I was like, can you join me? She's able-bodied, and can you play and get in a wheelchair and try? And she was like, oh, absolutely, that would be super fun. So we learned how to play. We had games against each other, and this was a perfect example of being able to play tennis and enjoy it, just for fun. There doesn't need to be a competitive aspect to everything. It can just be to give yourself some self-care and enjoy it. So eventually, my friend Amy came on board, and she decided to also get in a wheelchair and play, and then we just kind of have our trio because, unfortunately, there isn't anybody else who has a disability that wants to join us. Even our teacher, he can walk, but he learned, and he did hours and hours of research, watching videos, and then he got in a wheelchair, and he showed us how to play, and he's really good. I'm so grateful for an amazing teacher and the opportunities that I have, but keeping these opportunities were so, it was just kind of like a day-by-day basis. We'd be like, oh, can we still run this because it's just us three? Is this still possible? And it was, because, I have an amazing mom and she's able to push for that and make sure that happens. But, without that, there's so many missed opportunities and so many things that people with disabilities really do need to get involved with. And it's possible, but people just need to make the effort. Another example of this was way back when I was, I think, in like grade 4 or something like that. It was the basketball unit, and I played wheelchair basketball when I was younger on the side. So I talked to my teacher and I was like, oh, this would be really fun to like show the class. So he was able to organize and figure out how to play wheelchair basketball, and then had a group of people bring in a bunch of chairs so that everybody could play and everyone could be a part of the wheelchair basketball game. And this was like so cool because I got to see all of my friends playing in wheelchairs like on the same level as me in terms of like, literally height. Because when I try to play basketball with people standing, I'm like looking up at these towers of people and it's actually terrifying. But playing with people who were also in chairs, we all got to learn something and we all got to have just a really enjoyable time. So now that we're in COVID, no one's really going out, and I've found it really difficult to be able to figure out exactly what my plan is. And I know even for the first few months of this, I just kind of sat around and I didn't do anything. And that was a struggle for me because I was out of shape, I wasn't feeling good, and, it was tough. But over time, as I was able to build up my schedule and work to try things, I was able to feel so much better and feel so much healthier. So something that I suggest is that people need to be able to have access to all of these different resources to be able to stay healthy and to stay active while we're all at home. Before, people would say, oh, sorry, it's not accessible, like we will get right on that, but now that's not an excuse anymore. And if we're going to do online classes, it's important to include everyone and show them that accessibility is possible as long as people just put in the effort to do so. Involving everyone in a game and being an ally is one of the most important things, and that's something that I absolutely love about, First Robotics and everybody working as a team to try to make sure that people can be active and can enjoy. So something that I would tell you all to do is to reach out to your friends, try to talk to them, maybe plan something like a Zoom call online and have a dance party. I don't know. Lots of things you can do, but you just gotta, think innovative and figure it out that way. Create virtual resources, so places for people to go online and find out these activities. Ensure that people have the motivation and are being pushed to stay active because, a lot of people are afraid to get out and participate due to society's perception and the ableism rooted within that. And it's an issue, and it's something that I think we all need to work to do better in. And in the future, I really truly want to see opportunities for all. And places with inclusion is where this begins, and this is where it starts. On the playground, we can invite everyone into a game and make sure that it doesn't matter who you are, you can play and everybody has a role, because people need to understand that disabilities aren't a burden and anyone can accomplish anything that they want to. An example of this actually comes in from an activity that I was doing with a friend of mine, and we went on a hike together. And the trail was pretty paved, it was difficult at times, but we went to this, it was like an overpass, and we went beneath it to where all of these rocks were, and there was a bit of a flowing river just underneath. So we were like, that would be really cool if we tried to cross the river. I think it's important to note the river wasn't too deep, it was very rocky, and I was like, what if I tried to navigate my chair to the other side, because it looked really nice over there. So my friends, we were talking and we were like, how can we figure this out? How can we make this work? So I got out of my chair, and then my friends lifted my wheelchair down beneath this rocky area, put the chair down and helped me go off the rocks and then onto my chair, and from which we moved, and they helped me navigate into the water, and it was just an adventure. It was really fun. We took some really awesome photos, which I was really happy about. And it was one of the best days that I've ever had because I got to spend time with my friends, and, it felt really, truly empowering to see that I had such great, encouraging people in my life who, weren't going to be like, oh, sorry, we'll just go and we'll help you next time. It wasn't anything they even thought about. They were just like, you know what, we're going to help you. Let's do it. and it was great. Something that I really want to touch on is that when you are all in robotics and in these teams, innovation and creativity is one of the most important and integral parts of working in something like this. There's the science and there's so many things that you all do, and I'm so amazed by it. And we are able to apply this into helping people feel included and helping people feel involved in many different activities, to show people that no matter if you have a disability of any kind or not, you still have the capability to play. Society in itself is unfortunately rooted in ableism and inaccessibility, and that's unfortunately just kind of how it is. The world's not really built for us. But adjustments can happen, and they constantly are happening. It's just important to make sure we're not leaving anyone behind, and we're talking, we're communicating, and we're finding ways to make everything work and make sure that everyone can be included and have an enjoyable time. Thank you all so much for listening to my speech today. It was always a pleasure to be able to talk to you all, and I hope that you have a great rest of your days. Thank you so much. See you all soon.
Thank you, Tai, for that very inspirational message. There's a lot to digest there, and that was really good content. So thank you, Tai, for always being a supporter of First and coming out to our events and speaking. All right, we're going to come back with the FTC and FRC Dean's List semifinalists, but we'll do that in just a second. So tonight, we'd like to take a moment to celebrate all of our Dean's List students with a special focus on those who have advanced to the district semifinalist stage. So let's take a moment to kind of better understand what the Dean's List Award is. So how does this all work? So every team in First Robotics Competition and the First Tech Challenge is invited to select up to 2 students who are grade 10 or 11 as first Dean's List semifinalists. These students are great examples of leaders who have led their teams and communities to increased awareness for First and its mission. They have also achieved personal technical expertise and accomplishment. It's the intention that these first students, these individuals, will continue post-award as great leaders, student alumni, and advocates of the program. Many prestigious universities have expressed much interest in meeting the first Dean's List Award winners, and First hopes that every team going forward will take advantage of the opportunity to nominate your most qualified students as Dean's List nominees. So now let's meet the teams, now let's meet the students who have been nominated and progressed to the district semifinalist or provincial championship semifinalist stage. And we're going to start off with our 2021 first FTC Dean's List semifinalists. Starting off with, from Team 18920 Robotic Storm from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Ji Lang Mei. And from Team 16397 Relatively Quantum from Brampton, Ontario, Armand Sengupta. From Team 18844, the Proteins in King City, Ontario, Iris Mo. Also from Team 18844, the Proteins from King City, Ontario, it's Helen Yin. From Team 18846, Robotics from North York, Ontario, it's Alexandra Miller. And from Team 18960, Team Cosmonites in Sudbury, Ontario, it's Tyler Smith. Congratulations to all our FTC Dean's List semifinalists. Thank you for your work on your teams and in your communities. Now, for the first robotics competition, 10 students were selected as Ontario Dean's List, District Dean's List semifinalists. So there was a bunch of students who were all nominated. They were all interviewed, and then it was narrowed down to these 10 who were announced at our FRC Awards Gala about a month ago. And now these 10 have interviewed again to find out who our District Dean's List finalists are going to be. So I think it's time to meet the 10. Since there's so many of them, we're going to do them in groups of 5. So in our first group of 5, at First Robotics Competition Dean's List semifinalists, introducing first from Team 865 Warp 7 in Toronto, Ontario, a 2-time winner, Allison Thompson. From Team 1241 Theory 6 in Mississauga, Ontario, Kushi Patel. From Team 1305 Ice Cube from North Bay, Ontario, Fiona Trong. From Team 1360 Orbit Robotics in Oakville, Ontario, Michelle Adams. And from Team 2056 OP Robotics in Stony Creek, Ontario, Vechika Bhatia. Thank you to these wonderful people. Good luck on Saturday, the awards gala. It's just There's been so many great Dean's List semifinalists and Dean's List finalists over the years, and a few Canadians have actually gone on to be Dean's List winners at the championship. And you probably saw them in the opening of this show when we had the Walk of Fame when we walked through. So let's meet our next group who could be in the Walk of Fame one day themselves. Starting off from Team 2706, Merge Robotics in Canada, Ontario, Jeremy Gray. And from Team 4069, Low Elm Robotics in Sudbury, Ontario, Tyler Smith. You may notice that Tyler is here for a second time because he was also an FTC Dean's List semifinalist. From Team 4343, Max Tech from Aurora, Ontario, it's Tristan Thorg. From Team 6135, Arctos from Toronto, Ontario, Srila Chaudhary. And from Team 7520, Team 90 from Thornhill, Ontario, Joshua Liu. Congratulations to all our semifinalists and everyone. Do you want to find out who our district finalists or provincial championship finalists are? Well, you're going to have to tune in on Saturday. That's right, Celebration Saturday, where we're going to be announcing the Ontario finalists. We'll have 2 FTC finalists to be announced at the First Tech Challenge Provincial Championship starting at noon, and 3 First Robotics Competition finalists who will be announced at the First Robotics Competition Awards Gala starting at 4 p.m. Celebration Saturday is going to be absolutely wild. I cannot wait. So, we have more fun stuff coming up. But before we do that, let's take a look. Well, this is fun stuff too. It's not like this isn't fun. Like everything we're doing is fun. Let's take a look at a word from one of our sponsors, Magna. All right, and now we're back, and it's time to bring out a very, it's a youth celebration day, and who better to recognize and celebrate with other than the First Canada Youth Council. So let's, they've just done so much great stuff, and they are super awesome. We're just getting everyone ready to come on stage, and I'm just really excited to hear from the Youth Council. I want all of you to kind of listen in, because I think we've got a lot of prospective, potential future Youth Council members in the audience today, so we want to take a look at everything here. All right, just getting ready. And the Youth Council has done so much, and you've seen them a lot this year because they've been on First Canada Live, they've been helping with the STEM-a-thon, all over our social media. Almost like 75%, maybe 50% of the Instagram posts that we put out have been designed by the Youth Council for the various initiatives which they're going to be talking about today. I don't want to steal their thunder, but it's like very exciting, to see this group of people. And tonight we have the 7 graduating members of the Youth Council coming out, which will be really cool because some of them have been on for 2 years since this is the second actual year of the Youth Council. It's been going on since the start of the 2020 season back in the fall of 2019. So it's very cool to have seen how they've grown and how they've developed and all the amazing things they've done for First and what they're going to be doing going forward as alumni. Yeah, it's going to be very exciting. I think they have a little video prepared for us, and we're going to do some recognition for the grads. So it's a good time. Hey, if you're enjoying the Digital Expo, there's a lot of good stuff happening this week because today is youth recognition, but tomorrow is mentor recognition, where we're going to be recognizing all the Woody Flowers nominees for this year, Compass Award nominees, FLO Coach Award nominees, and we're going to have a panel discussion with the Woody Flowers Award, some of the Championship Woody Flowers Award winners from across North America. So that'll be all good. All right, but I think we have the Youth Council here, so let's bring them out. Or maybe we don't. Okay, well, yes we do. All right, we have from Team 5406, South Texas, Hamilton, Ontario, Victoria. From Team 2706, Merge Robotics in Canada, it's Ishan. From Team 4939, Allspark 9 in Brampton, it's Mahak D. From Team 2056 and FTC Team 16423 in Stony Creek, it's Emily. And from Team 6390, Hephaestus in Surrey, BC, Rohan J. And from Team 7480, Machine Mavericks in Kingston, Ontario, it is Namira Q. And of course, from Team 7558, Alt F4 in North York, Ontario, it's Emiko W. Hello, Youth Council. So there's so much exciting stuff going on here. Emika, why don't you tell us what you're going to be showing us?
Sure. So the First Robotics Canada Youth Council, we're a group that's been created to act as the bridge between the staff and the participants in the program. So we've created a little video for you that sort of mimics one of our last meetings as a council, and we're really excited to share it with you.
Hey!
Look at this video.
Hey, everyone! Victoria, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Just been doing like chemistry homework, some video editing for something really cool. All good things. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing well also. Chemistry homework, chemistry grind never ends. Hack, what about you?
Same.
I'm actually really relaxed because I just finished chemistry, so I feel like what you're going through. I'm really excited about the Digital Expo, though, and this meeting.
Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah, this one's going to be a good one.
Looks like some people are starting to come in.
Yeah.
Reedy!
Hi, Reedy.
How's your day going today?
It's going pretty well. I've been doing some reading, watching some movies. How's it going for you guys?
It's better now.
Awesome.
What are you reading?
I've been rereading the Percy Jackson series.
Hey, Julia.
Hi, Julia.
How's your day going so far?
Pretty good. I've just been doing some fun little 3D printing.
Ooh,
cool. That's cool.
Hey, Jordan.
How are you?
What's up? How has your day been going?
I've been doing well. Honestly, I've been kind of catching up with my really low budget, cheesy reality television. So I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome.
Maria!
Hey, Maria!
Hi, Maria!
Hey!
Hey! Perfect timing. How's your day going today?
It's good. A little busy, a little stressed with school, but overall pretty good.
Oh, I'm sure it'll all work out.
Oh my God.
Alex!
Hey, Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hey,
everyone.
What have you been up to recently?
Well, I've been working on my math IA.
Oh, math.
Hi.
Love the bucket hat. How's your day been?
It's been good. I've been baking up a storm today.
Oh my God. What have you been baking?
Cakes and cookies. Both.
Yeah.
Namira!
Hey!
How's your day going, Namira?
It's been great. I've been watching some First Canada Live. Oh my gosh, I miss being on First Canada Live. Wait a sec. Never mind. I have this like weird feeling that we're like live streaming or something. I don't know. It just like happens sometimes, But yeah, great day so far. Great day.
Hi.
Hey, everyone. Hey, Sean.
How's your day been going?
It's been going pretty good. Last weekend I went biking in the forest. It was really fun.
Nice.
Oh, really cool.
That is awesome.
Rocks. Oh, Emily!
How's your day been, Emily?
Pretty good. Just been working on a lot of school stuff.
School
Yeah.
stuff.
Feel that. Almost over.
Almost there.
Rohan. Hey guys, how's it going?
Great.
Good. How's your day going, Rohan?
Going pretty good. Got to hear back from all the universities I applied to, so life's feeling good right now. But
Congratulations!
Yeah. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh my gosh, wait. Alex, is your hair blue right now?
No, that's just the lighting.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Got excited there.
Okay. Can you believe that this is nearly our last meeting?
Man,
Oh my
I still remember our first meeting as a youth council. We've gotten so close over the months.
Yeah.
This time has really flown by. I can't believe this is the last meeting. Can we just keep moving?
Yeah, it's so wacky. I'm gonna miss everyone.
The good news is that means it's almost summer.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. But okay, honestly, guys, we've accomplished so much over the last year.
So true. But since it is our last meeting, I think it's probably time for us to get started. Let's take a look at some project updates.
Yeah, right? I mean, let's get into it with the totally not pre-prepared project updates that were definitely not filmed ahead of time with the First Canada Digital Expo that's definitely not being live streamed at this exact moment on the First Canada's Twitch channel to best inform the First Canada community on what we've been doing as a youth council for this past year in mind. Like, what?
What?
Well, one of the core philosophies of First Robotics has always been gracious professionalism. Here on the Youth Council, one of the things we always strive to promote is GP throughout the community, as well as inside the council, because it's important to share kindness and collaborate together even while we're online. And one of the things we've been doing, especially during the pandemic, is actually organizing social media campaigns on Instagram and other social media platforms, and that's really been making a big difference to make sure everyone's spreading GP even while we're online, and just sharing that passion for First that we all have. In addition to that, every time we plan an event, whether it be online or in person in past or even in person in the future, we always make sure that GP is one of the core philosophies that we focus on, because we want to make sure teams are collaborating and we're bringing that passion for First together from all places across Canada.
When the pandemic hit and all First competitions were cancelled, we knew that there was something we needed to do to bring together the First community. Thus, in replace of the Girls in First weekend, we held our first ever virtual Girls and Allies STEM-a-thon. It's a hackathon-style event where participants come together and solve real-world problems within teams within the span of 24 hours. And over the past 2 years, we've had over 250 participants, out of which were students and mentors, and just this past year, 88% of our participants were females. Picture this, it's a late night, you've been working on the robot since 3 p.m. and you're hungry, so you go in for that 5th slice of pizza, and you regret it the next day. We've been there, and on the First Foodie team, we're dedicated to helping folks be more mindful about their eating habits. Food is so important to productivity. After all, you are what you eat. And our sub-team works diligently to make sure that robotics teams are a bit more aware of the relationship between nutrition and performance. Wellness is at the heart of our efforts.
Rookies, rookies, rookies. Competitions can be a bit confusing when you're not sure what you're getting yourself into. Never fear, the Rookie Support Sub-team is here. The Rookie Support Sub-team gathers information on how to behave at competitions and the proper etiquette. The Rookie Support Sub-team has weekly meetings on how to make competitions more familiar and intuitive for First students and their teams who've never been to a First event.
You might know Viola Desmond, but have you heard about Dr. Shirley Ann Jackson? How about Shinya Yamanaka or Anderson Abbott? We started Diversity First back in February of 2020 to recognize racialized global leaders and to promote representation in STEM. Beginning with posts featuring Black scientists, we have reached over 13,000 people with our educational panels on anti-racism, allyship, and accessibility, as well as our empowering posts about equity, leadership, and excellence in STEM fields and beyond.
Have you been wanting to learn more about making an impact in our environment? Do you know how large your ecological footprint is? Or even how much water is used to make one pair of denim jeans? Check out the First Canada Youth Council's initiative called #FirstProjectGreen. Every Tuesday, we make a post on the First Canada's Instagram page with tips or facts about how we are impacting our environment and how we can improve.
How can we forget my favorite late night show every Tuesday, First Canada Live? First Canada Live has allowed us to connect directly with our community through co-hosting episodes with Karthik K, holding panel discussions where we talk about important issues such as accessibility and ED&I, or even segments like these to get feedback and connect with students in First programs.
One thing that we've been working on is our industry roundtables. For many of us, it's hard to imagine what's it like behind the walls of companies and post-secondary institutions. With our roundtable discussions, we open those doors and get the inside scoop available to all First students through our YouTube video collections.
There's no denying that we're in some challenging times. Unfortunately, many things have changed very rapidly, and it definitely has an impact on our mental health. That's why on Mental Health Comes First, we teamed up with Kids Help Phone to create Mental Health Mondays. Every Monday, we put out an informational post covering everything from how to get better sleep to how to support someone who's struggling. Remember, you're never alone.
Well, I can talk about Recharge Our Minds. Recharge Our Minds has been a really powerful experience for us. Every other week, the council gathers to watch a different documentary on education around the world, helping us to understand and deconstruct our positions and privilege.
Equity, diversity, and inclusion are so important to us in First and on the Youth Council. These are concepts that we prioritize in all of our work. To showcase our work in EDI and allow the FIRST community to promote their own efforts in this area and beyond, we've created the EDI magazine Being First. We've released 2 issues so far, with another one on the way for summer.
FIRST Canada has so many generous sponsors and connections that allow our competition seasons to be as engaging as they are. 2 years ago, me and a couple other youth council members had the opportunity to attend the 2019 Cinex Share the Magic fundraiser gala. At this gala, we presented the initiatives that the youth council was working on, as well as our own personal experience in FIRST Robotics.
Our reach extends across the globe, from work with the FIRST Student Board of Directors in Indiana, to getting to talk to teams in Australia and Afghanistan for the magazine, to sharing information and spreading our message on social media for the whole world to see. We have got around.
Wow, look at how much we've done. It's definitely not possible without a couple of incredible people. It takes a village.
Karthik, Joanna, Artie, Annika, Dave, Mark, Sherilyn, Sarah, and Swaggy P.
Thank you.
What would we do without our lovely FIRST staff?
And we'll miss them so much.
Oh, look at the time. The meeting's nearly over already.
So as we end each meeting, here are our words of wisdom.
How lucky I am to have something that makes saying goodbye so hard.
Bye.
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 Bye. Well, that was a fabulous recap of everything y'all have accomplished over the past 2 years, and it was really cool to see. And, you know, the AA Milne quote, I can't, you know, like, yes, it totally sums up everything that we're talking about and all the good stuff that's there. And so, you know, I want to hear from all of you, because, you know, you just told us so much about what's there is, but like, what does it truly mean to be on the FIRST Canada Youth Council? Because it's more than just like a group of people who are getting stuff done. There's a special community to it, right, Namira?
I totally agree, Karthik. It's such an incredible experience being on the Youth Council, getting to meet all the other members, but then also having these opportunities to meet with the greater robotics community and all of our supporters. It's truly amazing. I strongly recommend, if anyone's thinking about applying, definitely apply.
And, you know, Mahak, over the past couple of years, what has been your favorite moment through all of this?
I think I definitely love every youth council meeting. It's like the video that we just showed is like very similar. Like, it's very relaxed. We all talk about how our day went, but we're very productive and share like stories about what we're working on. And I feel like after I leave every youth council meeting, I feel so empowered. One of my favorite moments has definitely been the youth summit. Before the pandemic was there, we were able to meet up in person, and that was, I think, the first time that I met like most of the youth council members. So it's great to see everyone in person and also connect with the rest of the participants in FIRST.
Yeah, and it's that sort of connection. And, you know, like last year you had the ability to do sort of the in-person stuff like the Youth Summit. But now this year, you know, you've managed to form this connection virtually. And, you know, Rohan, you are from the furthest away. You're all the way from British Columbia. The time zones don't always line up. But, like, how did you manage to stay connected with this group while, you know, with such distance and everything else that's going on?
Right. So this group has probably been one of the most amazing group of people that I've ever been able to meet. We always have constant conversations, whether it be through, you know, joking around with one another, updating each other on team projects, or even just all around, just talking about cool things, venting to one another if we feel that we need it. It's just been amazing to connect with these people. And the fact, like, it wasn't a problem at all, despite all of the time differences. All the members were really accommodating whenever I had anything that I needed to absolutely attend. So it's been incredible getting to know these people.
And Victoria, you're another one of the members who just joined this year. Was it difficult to get acquainted with this group because a lot of people already knew each other, or were you able to just kind of seamlessly move in?
Oh, like, absolutely not. Like, this is one of the most welcoming and friendly groups of people I've ever been with. Like, all these people are so amazing, and yeah, we just fit right in. It feels like I've known them forever. Like, they're just such great people. I can't stop raving. enough about everyone on the council.
And Emiko, you're known for your words of wisdom at the ends of the meetings and all that sort of good stuff. How, compared to when you joined the council, how do you see the impact that the council has made over the past 2 years?
That's such a great question, because I think the impact is definitely noticeable. When we started, before we became the First Canada Youth Council, it was the girls in First Advisory Council, and that council itself definitely had a big impact. But I have noticed that this year a lot more people are aware of the youth council. Sometimes you feel a little bit like a bit of a minor celebrity when you talk to people, because people know the council now, and we're definitely we have weekly posts going out for Project Green, for First Foodie, for Mental Health Mondays. We have the diversity posts, diversity first posts going out as well. So just on social media alone, there's such an impact that's happening, and we're really able to reach a lot of people. And I think that a lot of people in the program feel really represented by the work that the council is doing, especially as we try to put out resources and posts that we think reflect what's important to us as a council.
And Emily, this season has been so hard for all of you. And I'm just so proud of you, because you've all sacrificed so much. You've given up for the sake of our community. And I'm talking, not just the Youth Council, but all the youth who are watching today have made major sacrifices to help our society get through this pandemic. But obviously for all of you, it meant you didn't have towards this in-person sort of connection. You didn't have these in-person robot events. But through all of that, Emily, what are you most proud of that you've accomplished with the Youth Council?
Oh, that's such a hard question to answer, because we've done so many awesome things. I think the one thing I'm most proud of would probably be one thing I've always been part of was Project Green. It's just an awesome thing that started from the very beginning of the Youth Council, and it just sort of grew into this amazing weekly posting, starting from just one cleanup day, and just something that we always got everyone involved in. And it's a project that has just been like it seems like it's almost one of the first initiatives that started the Youth Council. So that's probably what I'm most proud of.
I am proud of all of you for a variety of reasons, and there's like too many to count. But I think one of the coolest things is, Emiko talked about impact. You've shaped the messaging from First Canada. You look at what First Canada puts out, and it's a product of the Youth Council. The focus on the environment, the focus on ED&I, the focus on accessibility, the focus on supporting our teams. And that, you're all, this is Youth Celebration Day, and you're all young people, but you've been able to create this sort of focus for this giant organization that has decades of history behind it. And so, Namira, when you hear that and you hear how it's been contextualized, how does this impact of the Youth Council make you feel?
It feels spectacular to know that we've been able to have these opportunities to really make that impact in so many different ways, as you were saying, social impact, environmental impact, really embodying that message of FIRST being more than robots. I think that's been our mission as a Youth Council, and that's become our mission. And it's just absolutely spectacular. I'm so proud of what we've accomplished, and also really grateful for the tremendous amount of support that we've gotten from First Canada staff and First Canada as a whole. It's been absolutely amazing.
It's funny that you mentioned the more than robots thing, because I think about so much of what you've accomplished, and when we go to the Youth Council meetings, the focus is not on the robot. You all came together because of your involvement in robotics and because of your love of robots. But then there's so much that's kind of taken off from that, which is really, really neat to see. Mahak, you had a really unique opportunity on the Youth Council, being able to lead the planning of a new initiative, the STEM-a-thon. And so I'd love for you to tell the audience a little bit about what that experience was like.
Yeah, I think, first of all, I was so excited that the STEM-a-thon was happening, because once the pandemic hit, it was like one of the events that was in replace of the Girls in First weekend. And I'm really grateful for the role that I had on it, because I think this was my first time ever working with a group of people that are older than me and advisors and people that I really look up to. For example, Karthik. I know we had one call with Karthik and I was just freaking out the entire time before the call, like about to lose it. But I guess I received a lot of guidance, learned so much. And one of the things, a part of the youth council is you can really take your vision and some goals that you have or things that you're interested in, and you're able to implement that. So for example, I really enjoyed hackathons and hosting events, and that was something that I was able to turn into and bring that into the youth council and create this STEM-a-thon with the help of everyone else and the help of the advisors, and learn a lot about both like professionalism, like the business aspect, organization, non-STEM related things, which I think are extremely important, like soft skills as well.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of learning. And so, Ishan, I'm wondering from your time on the Youth Council, what skills or traits or anything are you going to take forward with you onto your career in university?
I think one really important skill I think I learned on the Youth Council and was able to develop, along with a lot of people here, is actually like a bit of public speaking and getting more interacted with the community. So for example, when we went to the Youth Summit, like a lot of these online calls, you feel a bit more free. But like at the Youth Summit, you're actually standing and speaking in front of a bunch of people and sharing your thoughts and just sharing your passion. It's really fun. And on top of that, I think it's kind of fun also because there was this like inside joke here on the council last year that like people thought I was like pretty short because of the way I used to hold my camera. And so when I met them in real life, they were quite surprised on how tall I was. So I thought that was really funny too.
Bro, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2", actually.
Really? What? Yeah. You learn new things, Victoria, are you 6'2" as well?
Sure. Absolutely not.
Sure, we'll go. We'll go with it. We'll go with it. It's so, you're all graduating now, but Rohan, what would you like to see the Youth Council accomplish going forward without this group of seven wonderful people?
That's quite a hard question. There's so many things that our youth council has been involved in, ranging from all of the initiatives that we've been a part of. But one thing that I'd love to see in the future is that our youth council has obviously Project Green that was spoken about earlier, and making sure that we can evolve, or the youth council, the future members can evolve that into a larger event, and not only include first students, but include everyone in their schools, include everyone in their communities, and try to get as much people to help their earth as much as possible. I think that was something that when I saw Project Green, it was super inspiring, and that's one thing that I would like to see the future youth council members push forward.
And now, with all of you graduating, we know you're still going to be involved in FIRST because there's this passion and joy for all of you. Victoria, what would, if you could volunteer for any role next year, what role would that be?
I think I got to go MC, coming for your job, Karthik. But I MC'd at
Please take
Cup.
it. Please.
I MC'd at the Stanley Cup in 2019, I believe. And that was, that was amazing, super fun job. I was so happy for that opportunity, and I would love to do it again, especially at like a real event once everything gets a little bit back to normal.
Well, I know a guy who can probably help make that happen, so we'll see how that goes. And Emiko, what advice would you like to give to the current members of the council who are coming back next year?
First of all, I love the current members of the council. I mean, all of them, and I hope that the current members grow into, kind of. They're already leaders in so many ways, but I hope they really take up the reins and continue to grow with the council. I think there's so much opportunity this year, as in this coming year, and especially hopefully when it's safe to meet in person again, they'll be able to take advantage of that. I'm really excited for the council next year, as well as for all the new members who are going to be joining it.
That's some great advice. And, the client to close out the question period here. Emily, there are a lot of youth watching today who are learning about the council, and youth council applications are going to be opening up very shortly, possibly right after tonight's show. So give a pitch to the audience as to why they should sign up to try and become a member of the youth council.
So the youth council is just such an amazing group of people. It's a group of people that you wouldn't meet in any other scenario. And even though you're all virtual, you get to connect in such a special way. Our youth council has these fun game nights where we play an Among Us or some random online games. And besides just being an awesome group of people to hang out with, you get to be part of you get to do so many amazing things. Like Karthik, you scared me before. Like when I first met you and the first time you saw my name, I would go home and be like, Karthik knows my name. But like, it's just such an amazing thing, and you get to interact with such amazing staff and people, and they become sort of your mentors. It's just such an awesome opportunity. Just apply. It's the best thing ever. You won't regret it.
I think that's great advice, and everyone, stay tuned to First Canada's social media to learn about how to apply, and I think it's going to be great. And, if you can make like half the impact of this group, you'll have done an amazing job, because I've been blown away. And I think now we're going to, do a little bit of a focus on the grads as we kind of thank you all for being a part of the council. So let's take a look. All right, our first grad is coming up on the screen, Mahak D. So Mahak has been a part of the council for the past 2 years. I have known her the longest. I remember back when she was in middle school, she was actually on ESPN with me, and to see this person grow in so many ways, she's been involved in so many initiatives, a regular host and producer on First Canada Live, basically ran the STEMathon, and can't wait to see what the future holds for her at the University of Water.
Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you. Wow, we're going to have to work on that. She's studying systems design engineering. She loved the Youth Summit, and her words of wisdom for all of us are choose courage over comfort. Thank you, Mahak. Our next grad is Emiko W. And I mean, she should be doing this because she's the one always with the words of wisdom, inspiring us in so many different ways. A leader on the council, whenever there was something we needed, we could just count on Emiko. Just working on this presentation, it's like, okay, Emiko, you'll tee up the video, because I just know when Emiko's present, there's nothing to worry about, because she's going to make things happen. And she's so organized and professional. And she's a member of Team 7558 Alt F4. Been tuning first since 2013, which is wild to think about, that whole journey, as we look at a picture of Emiko when she's young. She's going to the West Coast, the University of British Columbia, Applied Science. She loved her youth council shenanigans, and her word of advice is, when you get the chance to sit out or dance, I hope you dance. And that's another word of wisdom from Emiko, so thank you. Our next grad is Victoria from Team 5406 Celtex. I love that her favorite memory first was Einstein, probably. A lot of you know Victoria, but you might not realize it, because she's better known in the community as FRC Doodles. She's been responsible for so many amazing drawings that have been circulated through the first community, even all the way, a very famous one of Dr. Woody Flowers. She's been doing first since 2018, an integral member of Celtex, a coder, a video editor, involved in so much, and of course an artist. Most likely going to McMaster University for engineering, where we're going to see that tech art fusion and all that good stuff. And her words of wisdom are, if you're going to do something every day, I think it is important to enjoy what you do. And that's from her mentor, Mr. Pinto on Celtex. So thank you, Victoria. Our next grad, Ishan B., who is 6'2", who even knew, from Team 2706 Merge Robotics from Canada, Ontario. He's been doing first since 2019, super involved in the council. It's been really cool to watch Ishan grow, literally and figuratively. So shy initially in his first time hosting First Canada Live, but then today just this booming voice and great presence. He is also going to the University of Waterloo for computer science, doing the double degree with the BBA, which is a very cool program. His favorite first memory was his first competition at Ryerson University. Jeff the safety truck was there. It was a really good time. And his words of wisdom are, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, and that's why we call it the present. And that's from Eleanor Roosevelt. And I think that's a great message from the Youth Council. Live in the present and kind of absorb all the good stuff that's happening. Our next grad is Emily from FRC Team 2056. She's been doing first for a while. She had a chance to compete at the first global competition, which is a very unique opportunity. Another leader on the Youth Council, Project Green, has been a special passion project for her. She's done a great job hosting both for First Canada Live as a producer. Just, such a trooper with all of that, and really had a vision and just always wants to help and put things forward. She's going to McMaster University studying engineering next year. Her favorite moment in First was getting interviewed by me at the First Championship. I remember that interview specifically. We came to your pit with the camera crew, and it was a really good time. And Emily has done so much, and we're so utterly proud of you. Maybe one day you'll wear that bucket hat for all of us. And her quote, which is a really good one, everything happens for a reason. Our next member, Rohan J, always looking cool and chill from Team 6390, all the way out in British Columbia, really active with the rookie support, Hour of Code, and it's been really impressive, Rohan, watching you get involved and just chatting with you as you try to figure out your university selection process. Going on to the University of Waterloo, software engineering. It's going to be great to have you in Ontario, and meet you in person. And his favorite memory in First was going to Houston for Destination Deep Space World Championship, which was a fantastic event. And the word of wisdom from a person who I've always admired: be the change you want to see, from Mahatma Gandhi. And rounding us out, Namira Q from FRC Team 7480, the Machine Mavericks. Namira has accomplished so much both within First and outside of First. We couldn't possibly list everything she's done. But aside from that all, Namira has been a driving force for change within the Youth Council. You think about diversity first and all the way you've helped change the messaging that we've put out, and it's really it's beyond impressive. I often joke, but it's not really a joke, that 25 years from now, Namira will be the Prime Minister of this country, and I really, really hope she remembers me at that point, and give me a job in the office or something. I can do useful things. I got some skills or whatever. I'll forward you my resume right away. But seriously, Namira, you are a classic example of what First can accomplish, and First being more than robots. And you have both the talent and the drive and the personality and the skills for success. And it's just kind of universal amongst all of you. She is going to be going to Harvard next year. And Namira, my advice to you is enjoy your time at Harvard, but then come back to Canada, because we need leaders like all of you here. Favorite memory was Detroit 2019 or the Youth Summit, and her words of wisdom are choose kind. We have so many options in this world, but if we choose kindness, things will be better. Congratulations to our graduating members of the Youth Council. All accomplished so much, and I can speak for the entire First staff and First community in the saying that we are going to miss you. So thank you for all of that. All right. Well, that was it for the Youth Council, and I'm kind of at a loss for words because I'm so impressed by this entire group. Thank you for your service. First Canada has benefited from your passion, commitments, and action. And all of you out there, if you want to, be able to have the same sort of impact and be able to shape First Canada and be able to be involved and meet all these sorts of great people, I really encourage you to apply for the Youth Council, and also reach out to these council members on social media, because they'll give you all the advice you need. All right, folks, we're going to be back in just a second. Oh, hey, we're back. Thank you to all our guests tonight, and thank you for being here as part of this youth celebration as part of the Digital Expo. It was just a great to see Dean's List semifinalists, find out who our Dean's List finalists are going to be, to hear from the Youth Council, and it shows the power of youth. I've said this many times in various formats, but so many people have made sacrifices during the pandemic, but one group that's been underrated has been our youth, and I think about my life and where I am. And if you take away a year of my life now, like 1 year now is the same as the next year is the same as the next year. But when you're a young person, there's so many transformative things happening, especially when you're in high school. Friends that you'll meet, proms, robotics competitions, and y'all gave that up for our society. And I know that's been hard, but I just want to thank you for your sacrifice and then your perseverance and all the cool things, how you were able to accomplish. It was different, but this season was really, really special. So thank you to all the youth out there. The students in this program are great. Congratulations to everyone who's graduating. We know you're going to do great things as first alumni, and we'd love to see you back at some point as mentors, as volunteers, or just keep in touch in any sort of way. All right, we did a youth celebration today, but tomorrow, we got some good stuff. Why don't we take a look at what's coming up throughout the rest of the week in the Digital Expo? That's right, tomorrow we got the Mentor Celebration announcing the nominees for the Woody Flowers Award, Compass Award, FLL Challenge Coaches Award, and we got 5 Championship Woody Flowers Award winners coming on the show, including Canada's own Mr. Mark Bredner. So it's going to be a really, really fun time to, have just a great crew. Liz Taylor, Gail Drake, Paul Copioli, Andy Baker. It'll be a blast. And then on Thursday, we're going to be celebrating our volunteers, the people behind the scenes who make these events happen. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then Saturday, it's the big show, folks. Celebration Saturday with our first LEGO League Challenge Provincial Championship, our first Tech Challenge Provincial Championship, and our first Robotics Competition Awards Gala. We'll be announcing every single award. That's right. Scholarships, Infinite Recharge at Homes, Dean's List, Woody Flowers, Volunteer Awards, Chairman's, and so much more. So everyone, tune in for the rest of the week. Thank you to everyone who's helped out today. DJ Nick, Brad Productions, our producers, and of course, all of you for watching. All right. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow.